Hello, how are you this evening? Good to see you. Good to see you come out on a Wednesday night. Yes, yes. And happy Women's History Month. Tonight, I am so excited to get to talk, get to hear a little bit of the story and the music of the Legendary Ingramettes. Give it up for them. Powerful, powerful women with some powerful, powerful history. So my name is Brooks Long. I'm proud to be a Baltimore musician. I also host the WTMD show, 6 Degrees of Soul. You can hear that every Saturday, 9 to 11. And I'm very, very glad to be doing this show tonight. This is able to happen in conjunction with the gospel documentary that was put on with the help of Skip Gates, with the help of Henry Louis Gates Jr. Has anybody seen that documentary yet? Really good, right? Really, really good documentary. So there are some sheets on your tables that look just like this. When you look at them, you'll find some more info about that documentary. If you go to this QR code on the left, in the middle, you can actually use that QR code to watch the show. And on your right, that's one to take a survey. Tell them how you feel about it. So, I want to, first of all, thank MPT for allowing me to bring this strong group out tonight. I want to thank WTMD. I want to thank the Center for Cultural Vibrancy. They've been doing some great work. But I won't belabor things. I am so, so excited. Please give it up. Give it up for the Legendary Ingramettes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies?
Yeah, get comfortable.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm so happy to have you all here with us tonight. I wonder if you could introduce yourselves briefly.
I'm Carrie Jackson.
I'm Almeta Ingram-Miller.
And I'm Cheryl Maroney.
Excellent. So the Ingramettes have been around for a long time. You didn't start yesterday.
No.
No. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the history of the group, about your family, church experiences, things like that.
Absolutely. We've been singing now for over 6 decades, about 66 years, and I'm the oldest member of this group. Not only that, I've been here singing all 66 years. I want to thank God for helping me hang in there for all 66 years. This group was started by my mom. Her name is Maggie Ingram, and a great musical gift and singer in her own right. The group began as a family singing group. My mom, my sister, and my 3 brothers, 5 children born to my mom and dad. And this group began with the 5 of us, not because we so much wanted to just do a singing group, but the group was birthed out of the answer to a prayer that my mom had because she wanted to keep her family together. She was born, raised on a cotton plantation in a little place called Coffee County, Georgia, the little town of Douglas. It's near Ambrose and Waycross and Valdosta, if you know anything about Georgia. She was born on that cotton plantation there. And she and her mom and dad, their family, worked as sharecroppers on that farm. She grew up in church and picking cotton and stringing tobacco. They pulled her out of school at 3 years from the 3rd grade, and from there she worked in the fields. My dad's family were also sharecroppers. That's what they were. They worked the land there, and they would get a portion of the crops, but there was never enough money. There was never enough money to get them out of that situation. So you would work and work and work and work and work, and just to keep living in your circumstance where you were. But she met my dad while his family, they were also sharecroppers on that same Mulholland's cotton plantation. That, by the way, that land is still there in Georgia, and that Mulholland family still, the descendants there, they are still there living. She married my dad, and my 3 brothers were born there on the same cotton plantation. My dad moved the family to Miami, Florida, because his mother had family there. And so he moved us to Miami, Florida, and there my sister and I were born, and we settled in to live there in Miami, Florida.
All of a sudden, all of a sudden you had yourself a group together.
Yeah. But that's not, it wasn't, if it had been that easy, yeah. But Dad left the family. He after a few years, and it was just too much for him to try to take care of a wife and 5 kids. We're living now in Coconut Grove in Miami, Florida. And for a living, he cuts the grass at the old Orange Bowl Stadium. And this is in the days where there wasn't an electric mower. You're not a riding mower. You're pushing that thing and sharpening the blades. And he's cutting the entire football field at the Orange Bowl and trimming the hedges and everything with the handheld. It just got to be too much for him. And mom, cleaned people's houses during the day and took care of us. So she finds herself one morning alone with 5 children. And he has left the family, and not a goodbye or anything. She's trying to keep her children together, because in our culture, when that happens in African American families, the first thing you try to do is keep the family together. And with 5 children, no education, this is difficult at best. And so the family members begin to call and say, send me your 3 boys. I have a farm down here in North Carolina. We'll take the boys. We don't have any use for you girls. You keep the girls. You send the boys here. We'll send you $1 or $2 every now and then, from the work that they do for. By the same token, I have an aunt in New Jersey. She says, send me your oldest girl. I have a mother-in-law here that's sick, and I think I can teach her to be a nurse and help me take care of my mother-in-law. I have no use for your little girl. I have no use for the boys. Just send me the and in their own way. It took me a little while to understand. This is they meant well. This is what this was their way of helping her, to get on with her life, because now she's only 28. And if you can ever even imagine your mom being 25 or 28 or something like that, it was trying times for her. And her constant prayer, that's all I used to hear her do, is just, she's crying, she's praying, God, I just want to keep my children together. I just want to keep my family together. I don't want to split them up. I don't want to separate them. And this group was formed in answer to that prayer. That's the conversations that I had with her, that her revelation from God was that what you have is more important than what you don't have.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
And so he's, God's speaking to her that way. And he says to my mom, and she continued to pour this into me, because you are never judged on what you don't do with what you don't have. Hey, but you are always judged on what you do with what you do have. And she said, God, what have I got? He said, you got those 5 kids. Teach your kids to sing. And so now we're little ones. We're 4 and my sister's 3, and she's got us sitting around in a circle in the middle of a tenement there where we lived in Coconut Grove. She's got a stick from outside. She pulls a stick off the tree, and this is what she's beating time with to help us learn how to do different meters on different songs. And she didn't realize that's what she was doing. She's only got a third-grade education. She just knew that she had the gift of singing. She sat us down and taught us how to sing. Sat us down in that circle. Everybody's voice.
Well, it sounds like she knew plenty.
Yeah.
And what's her name now?
Maggie Ingram.
Maggie Ingram.
Maggie Ingram.
So Maggie Ingram and the Ingramettes
That's it.
are legends
That's it.
in the field of gospel music. I wonder if we could hear just a little bit of
absolutely
how that
you
sounds.
Can. Absolutely, you can. Tony, this is the one of the first songs she taught us to sing 66 years ago. When we talk about the family that prays together, stays together. Yes. That's how we began this journey of 66 years. Yes. So come on. This is what happened every Sunday morning. She would call us around the table, and this is what she'd say. Oh, come on, come on. Come on, you come on, come on, come on, come on, you come on, come on, come on, come on now, come on, and let us have a family prayer. Oh, come on, come on, come on, we gotta have a family prayer. Oh, come on, children, come on, we gotta have a family prayer. We gotta kneel down at the altar in the good old way. Hey, come on, children, come on. We gotta have a family prayer. Come on. We gotta have more a family prayer. Fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, you need to have a family prayer. You gotta kneel down at the altar in the good old way. Come on. Come on. If you're motherless, come on. You come on. If you're fatherless, you come on too. Come on. I remember long time ago, my old mother, she used to have a family prayer. She would call us round the table Sunday morning, one by one, and name by name. She would say, children, God has been good. He put bread on the table. He put clothes on our backs. And I believe we ought to just tell him thank you. Won't you come on and let us have a family prayer? Come on. We gotta have more a family prayer. Fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, you need to have family prayer. You gotta kneel down at the altar in the good old way. Listen, let me tell you what happened to me when I was just a little girl. Yes, I was. One Sunday morning, Mama called me. She said, child, go get in a hurry. She said, go yonder and get my neighbor. Cause I heard she had trouble all in her home. Somebody told me she got a son to stay out all night long. He make her walk the floor and cry sometime. She got a daughter that's always up in her face. Make her cry. Go on over there. Tell my neighbor to come on over here. Tell her I know a God is able to make that son come on back home and say, Mother, I'm so sorry for what I've done. Won't you come on and let us have family prayer? Come on. We need to have more prayer. Hey, mothers and brothers, sisters and brothers, you gotta have family prayer. You gotta kneel down at the altar. You gotta kneel down at the altar. Get down on your knees. Tell God all about it. I tell you, my God is able. My God is able. All you gotta do is kneel down. Kneel down. Get down. Down on your knees. Tell God. Talk to God. Tell God all about it. God is able to make a way. Won't God see you through? Kneel down. 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 Yeah, yeah. Kneel down. Kneel down. Kneel down. All you gotta do is kneel down. Kneel down at the altar. All you gotta do is kneel down. Kneel down at the altar. All you gotta do is kneel down. Kneel down at the altar. In the good old way. In the good old way. Oh my goodness.
All right, all right.
Oh my goodness.
Whew. Oh man. Oh. So the gospel circuit has it is vast. There's especially these days there are so many people, but it all seems to some extent tight knit. I wonder if you could share with the folks some performers or maybe any other figures. I know there's some very historical figures that you could talk with that you have come along on your journey.
Absolutely, Brooks. As you can see, we're not the average female singing group. My mom patterned our style of music after the black male quartets of the 1940s and the 1950s. It wasn't that we can do those nice and easy tones and things like that, but that wasn't the music that she grew up on. That one, and she taught us to sing based on the male African American quartets that so influenced her life as she was coming up. These are the people that she listened to, and even as we began to sing as Maggie Ingram and the Ingramettes, many times. We were called to open a show that may have had Jolie Gone and the Mighty Clouds of Joy out of Los Angeles, California, or JoJo Wallace and the sensational Nightingales out of Durham, North Carolina, or so many of the male quartets that came up, and we got a chance. What was so wonderful about it? We got a chance. You said it's a tight-knit community. It is, but we got a chance to see these folks when they were just starting out. They weren't famous like they are now. They didn't have Grammys and Dove Awards, and they were just like in fact they called it the chicken circuit, because most of the time that's what you got when you sing. You got a couple of chicken wings and a chicken leg, and that was your pay. You got to understand. So now our audience is 99.5% in the African American community of relatively people who are poor. They don't have a lot of money. And that's where that faith tightens up. But that group of people, what was so incredible about this? We come from Richmond, Virginia. There's a group there by the name of the Harmonizing Four. And they were traveling overseas in Europe, and they were in Paris. They were many of these male quartet groups that you hear now. While we were still over here not being able to get a sandwich at the Woolworth lunch counter in Richmond, Virginia, the people overseas were flying us, flying them over there to sing for them. They really leaned in and grafted into bringing the African American gospel singers overseas to sing, and it's just really incredible that we had to work around to come all the way back now to the United States, where they are recognized for the singing. J.J. Farley and the original Soul Stirrers. If you look back at that group, a young man by the name of Sam Cooke was the lead singer for that gospel group. Many of the gospel singers, they left that genre because they couldn't make a living doing that. But if they went to rock and roll, we see it now. A lot of the they're doing crossover music now. Well, we didn't have the opportunities to do crossover music, so there's a group called the Staple Singers.
Yeah,
that's a family that you all may be familiar with. They started out as totally a gospel group, and then the next thing that we see, Mavis and Pop Staples, now they're singing. They're on the festivals now singing "I'll Take You There." I
hear you. Now I want you to hold on to that thought, because we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to come back to that. But I heard that that your family has a connection to a famous lawyer, famous Supreme Court justice.
Absolutely.
I wonder if you could tell us about that.
Isn't that crazy? And once again, not knowing how their history was going to turn out. When my mom got ready to leave Miami, Florida, so it's just her and 5 children coming from Miami to Richmond, Virginia. You got to understand, there is no Interstate 95 between, this is 1961. There's no Interstate 95 between Miami and Richmond, Virginia, and all there is the 301 truck route, which means we've got to go through every little town in segregated South just to get from Miami to Richmond. And so my mom loaded us up and started us out. She drove every mile of the way in a 1956 green and white 1956 Chevy Bel Air. And that was the one that had the back seat, was built like a sofa. And my little sister, we put her up in the air pocket. They'll give you a ticket now if you do that. But, when we came up here, that was in the days when you could ride on a pickup truck and you just dangle your legs out on the, and just hope that everybody's still on the truck when you get where you're going. Because,
Well, since you knew Thurgood Marshall, maybe he could get you out of that ticket, you think?
Listen, do you know they were working? Mom, we get to Richmond, Virginia on December the 24th, and so now Christmas Eve, and we spend our first night in this new land where God has sent us, where we have no family, we don't know anybody here. Shortly thereafter, Mom's got to get a job, so she goes to the Virginia Employment Commission, and they ask her, well, ma'am, what do you know how to do? Well, I clean people's houses. That's what I do. I clean white people's houses in Florida. That's it. And so the lady looks through the little Rolodex. I think we have something for you. There's an attorney that lives on the north side of Richmond, Overbrook Road. We're going to send you over there because it's him, his wife, and his son. And he's looking for somebody to clean and cook and help his wife. And so she gathers herself and goes over to the house. She knocks on the door, and the young man opens the door, and he said, hello. She introduced herself. I'm Maggie Ingram. I'm from the Employment Commission. I've come to, inquire about being your maid. And he says, well, hello. You come on in. My name is Oliver W. Hill, Sr. And so she goes in the house, and he explains to her what she's going to be doing. And Mr. Hill told her, said, listen, now, from time to time, I'm going to have some people in here with me, and we're going to make a mess, but you just clean everything up and cook us something good to eat, and we'll be all right. And then he proceeds to introduce her to the young men that are in there. He says, we're working on a court case. And we didn't know who it was. We went over to, he learned about that we sing, and he had us come over and sing for the men as they were working on the court case. And as he was introducing, he said, this is Thurgood Marshall. And we said, hello, Mr. Marshall. We had no idea who these people even were.
Now, what was that court case?
It was Brown versus the Board of Education. And then they were working on the Prince William County. Remember, they shut the schools down there rather than desegregate? And they were working on those court cases. We didn't know Thomas Henderson, who eventually became the president over there at Virginia Union University. We didn't know who these people were. We just knew that they liked Mama's cooking and they liked to hear us sing. And we
much history.
We just go over that. She just stepped right into, when she found out, she had stepped right into the middle of the civil rights movement. We didn't come here looking for that. We just came here. Here's a woman trying to keep her family together, and we know how to sing, and we love to do that. But God just kind of planted us right in the middle of a civil rights movement that we didn't know about. And so imagine my surprise, when I'm reading history books later, and I'm like, I know him. I know Mr. I know.
That is beautiful.
I know Mr. Spotswood Spotswood. I don't know if anybody here is even old enough to know who Spotswood Robinson is. These are people who pioneered desegregation of the schools and working on the separate but equal, that legislation. So it was just so profound. And Mr. Hill was not just satisfied to have, something for himself, but he wanted something for others. And that's how that whole ethic got instilled in my mom.
That's beautiful.
And from there, that's what she said. She said, well, you know what? I'm only one person, and I can't do everything, but I can do what one person can do. I'm going to go over here. I'll cook for these gentlemen, and my kids can sing for them, and I'll clean up the table when they're done, and I'll put the papers over here, and I'll do what I can do. And that's kind of all that she taught us. That's all that God requires, really, is that you do what you can do.
Folks, the voices that you're hearing tonight are voices that have sung for some very impactful people, and they are impactful themselves. I wonder if you have another one for us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Can we go ahead and let's do Ivan Dewar? Okay, can we do that? Now this is I told you we began singing for 100% African American audiences. Wasn't too long until someone told a gentleman by the name of John Lohman in Charlottesville, Virginia. Says there's a lady there. They were putting together the Richmond Folk Festival, very first one, where the NCTA sponsored for 3 years for them. And they said, oh, if you're going to come to Richmond with it, you need to get this lady and her kids. And so we sang at the Richmond Folk Festival back in like 2008, just when they first began it. So now we get to rub shoulders with country singers and bluegrass singers, and this is music that we were not unfamiliar with, because in living there in the South, in Georgia and in Florida, this is the music that we heard. I heard more Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton than most of y'all did, I'm sure, before growing up. I carry this handkerchief now. This is an homage to a lady by the name of Vestal Goodman, because the Happy Goodman singers on the Huff Cook Gospel Show, she always had a hanky and always had it in her hand. If you look at Bill Gaither's things now, Vestal Goodman sits in the chair, still got the handkerchief with her. And I do that because I thought that was so cool. So I do that. We're in Galax, Virginia, at a celebration for a man by the name of Joe Wilson. They're honoring him. And I hear a group called the White Top Mountain Band. And they're singing a song written by a lady named Ola Belle Reed. And she's from up that way, her and her son, Tim Reed. And so they got this thing rocking, because it's a bluegrass song, and the lady, Miss Linda's thumping the bass guitar, and everybody just clap, clap, clap. And I'm listening to the words. I'm listening to her lyrics, and they just reach out to me, because they sound so much like what my mom had to go through to raise us. We got back home to rehearsal. I said, listen, I want to sing that song. And they're like, you kidding, right, Aunt Meta? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to sing it like they did. But I love the lyrics to the song. And here is what they said. I was was born in the mountains many years ago. I climbed the hills and valleys through the rain and the snow. I've seen the lightning flashing, and I heard the thunder roll. I've endured, yes I have. I've endured. Tell me how long can one endure? Oh, I've endured. Yes, I have. I've endured. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. How long must one endure? Listen, we were barefoot in the summer, on into the fall. There were too many mouths to feed, and sometimes my mama, she could not feed us all. I was sent to church on Sunday. I had to learn the golden rule. Yes, I did. I've endured, but I've endured. Tell me how long can one endure? Yeah, endured. Yes, I have. I've endured. Yes, I have. Tell me how long must one endure? Listen, I have worked for the rich, and I've lived with the poor. I've seen a lot of heartache, and if I keep on living, I know I'll see more. I have lived, loved, and sorrowed. God's even allowed me to go through success's door. Yes, He has. I've endured. I'm still here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm still standing. Yes, I am. Tell me how long, how long can one endure? Yeah, must one endure, endure. I'm gonna stay here until Jesus says enough done. How long must one, yeah, endure?
Powerful.
Yeah, I've endured.
So powerful. Yes. Well, we were talking, you mentioned Sam Cooke, you mentioned the staple singers. I wonder if we can come back around to that, because
Sure.
I wanted to ask you how you feel about the connections between gospel music and secular music. There have been so many various connections over the years, and it's gone all around the world in many different genres. I wonder if you could tell me about how you feel about it, and do you think there should be any limits to it? Some do.
Well, absolutely. I've been in it long enough to have seen the music evolve, to see gospel music, African American gospel music. I've been here long enough to see it evolve to where Al Green sings love and happiness. You know, most of y'all be singing Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross. Yeah. Well, Al sings love and happiness for the morning hymn over at his church. I've seen the music evolve in that way, but here's the good news about it. I've been here long enough to now see that there is good news. When we talk about the gospel, you know, we always say that's good news, and we just limit ourselves to good news in those 66 canons that are in the King James Bible. And if it isn't in there, then it's not good news. It's not the message. Well, that's really not true. I just sang a country bluegrass song that, man, it talks about, you know, how someone survives and how you sometimes out of just sheer will have to endure. And that's what I began to find in a lot of the secular music. I get it now. I get it now. Everybody was upset when the staple singers started singing, you know, pop and rock, but the message was still the same. And so a lot of times when we listen to music, even when I listen to, because I listen to all genres of music, I listen to rock and I listen to pop and you know, because I couldn't do that when we were little, because, you know, granted, that's the devil's music and we can't, you know, so, you know, how much of the devil's music could you get on an AM radio? But I mean, you know, with all the crackling and everything going through it, but we just, now I'm able to hear the message. And I find that good news message in the most unlikely places. You know, some of the movies aren't too bad. I find a good news message in a movie. I find it in a lot of the secular music, because all it is that they are articulating what they have gone through, what they have been through. And to them, to be able to resolve that's good news. So it's good news. So we do a song that kind of incorporates that. John Lohman's wife, Tori Talbot, called me. Well, she said, you know what? I heard a song. I think it would be wonderful for the Ingramettes to sing, because we had been asked to do some rock and roll music. We were down at a jail in South Carolina singing, and did not know that two cell blocks over was James Brown. They had locked him up for, you remember when he you know, beat up his wife and then outran the police and everything. So well, he did, and so
it was in the movie.
He was at the jail.
Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, we were actually there when he, you know, and so while we're down there singing at the prison, somebody goes and gets him, and he said, you know, he goes up to my mom and he wants her. He said, listen, I'm writing a song. It's going to come out at Christmas time, and I would love for you and your kids, I would love for you to sing on the record. Well, of course, Mama, she just, die hard. I'm not singing that devil music and everything. And I was so upset that Christmas when the record came out. It was entitled, Let's Make This Christmas Mean Something This Year. And I said, you know what, we could have sung that song and got that money from James Brown and ain't nothing wrong with that song.
I love that song.
Me too.
That's a great
song.
song.
But that's the song that he wanted us to sing. But man, she was just, oh boy. But when Tori called me and she mentioned the song, and I said, you know what, let me go, because all of us were listening to it and all of us were hearing it, because everybody in here has a grandma, whether they're here on this side or somebody, gone to heaven or here with them or at home or something. And he wrote that song entitled Grandma's Hands. And I just listened to Bill Withers. He's from West Virginia. And didn't find that out until we went to Bristol, Tennessee. They got a country music hall of fame there in one of the guitar stores there, and he was on the wall. I said, "Why is Bill Withers up here?" And they said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Okay." It was just great. So, son, play a little bit of that, and I'll tell you. And so now, and here's the good news about this song: we didn't have to change anything. I put something at the end of it because I always do that. My mother did that. All of the songs that you're hearing on our CD and everything, these are things that actually happened in her life, and she found the secret to writing songs that people could relate to. Because if she just wanted to let them know, listen, if I got through this, you can too. And so here it is. So this was good.
Can we hear y'all do that?
Yeah. So here we go. Piece of candy, yeah. Grandma's hand. They pick me up whenever I know. Boy, they really came in handy. She'd say, "Ooh, Maggie, why you spank that boy? What you wanna whoop him for? He didn't drop no apple cord. Listen, I just told you what Bill Withers thought about his grandmama. I put a little verse in there about my grandmama. This is Maggie's mama. She stood about 4 feet 11. My goodness, and she didn't take no mess off nobody. I want to tell you, early in the morning, real early, we would still be in our beds. Grandma would tiptoe to every room, lay our hands on everybody's head. Yes, she did. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Sometimes she went to the cotton field. Yeah. Grandma's hands, they would pick cotton. Yes, they would. Hey, I said, Grandma's hands, they pick cotton. Yes, till her fingers would bleed. And then late in the midnight hour. Late in the midnight hour. Grandma worked all day long, yeah, till late in the midnight hour. Hey, late in the midnight hour. We'd all be sleeping in bed. Grandma would tiptoe in everybody's room, say a word over everybody's head. When Grandmama got a little older, all of the strength in her hands was gone. But she still raised her hands to heaven, saying, Lord, help me hang on. But I don't have Grandma anymore. I don't have Grandma anymore. No, I don't have Grandma anymore. I don't have Grandma anymore. Mama Pauline Dixon done gone on home. I don't have Grandma anymore. And when I get to heaven, 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 sir, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna look for, I'm gonna look for all them grandmas. My grandma's hand. My grandma's hand. My grandma's hand. My grandmama prayed for me. She prayed for me. And now I am. Now I am. I'm a praying grandmama. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, she is. Yes, I am. Yes, she is. Lord. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if Bill Withers intended to write that song for that, but
I bet he wish he
did. You talk about
did.
some good news. You talk about some good news that's not found in any of the 66 books. You talking about some good news. Yeah. And that's how the music has evolved. That even when they don't set out to intentionally do that, sometimes it just evolves that way. And sometimes it just happens that way.
And it hits someone like you, and you know that you can use it for your ministry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I had, when we do this in person, the last time we were down here and did this song, we had one of your spoken verse people here, Jasmine Pope.
Yes.
J. Pope. She did the song.
Yes.
She came to Richmond and did it with us, and she wrote some spoken verse to the song and put it in there. And oh man, we had the young people just so that we are able to minister beyond the boundaries of where we thought we could go. We know how this started out, but it's been wonderful that the music has been able to evolve, and we have been able to keep up with that.
I'm so glad you're out there to make these connections.
Absolutely,
happen,
absolutely, because that really is what it's about. It's about making that connection. It really is.
Yes. So I'm sitting here with 3 just powerhouse, super talented women in gospel music, and I'm thinking about how many powerful women there are in every area and every corner.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
in gospel music, women really make their presence known, even despite some odds.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could talk to me about that.
Well, we had the same challenges that all of the female groups when we started doing this. There weren't that many of us who had been invited to come out on the road and sing with the Dixie Hummingbirds or to sing with the Swanee Quintet or sing with the Fairfield Four or sing. There weren't that many that were invited to come out and do that. And so we found ourselves limited a lot of times, even though we are, as you say, powerhouse singers.
Claim it.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to get that recognition as being, these women. It just still amazes me the things that my mom was able to do and the things that we've been able to do, because that music industry was controlled by men. That if you look at the recording. The big recording names back then, Nashboro and even Motown and even Hitsville, as it was known back then. This is Berry Gordy in charge. It's black men who are running things, and women are kind of relegated to. They got great talent and great stage presence, and they can sing, but we had that glass ceiling that we had to get through, and especially as doing the kind of music that we do, because we're supposed to sing that soft and easy stuff, and we can do that. We know how to do that, but that's not the best of us, and just being able to get out and see. We sang in Yonkers, New York as children. I don't think I could have been any more than 12 or 13. And the Clara Ward Singers were the headliners on the show. And we opened the show for the Clara Ward Singers. And oh my goodness, she was so flamboyant and she just left it all out there on the floor. We opened up programs for the original Caravan gospel singers. One of the younger members of the group asked me why did that group break up, and then I just began to name the people who made that group up. I said because Albertina Walker and Shirley Caesar and Cassetta George and Inez Andrews were Dorothy Norwood was in that group, and the guy playing the piano for him was James Cleveland. You got that many superstars in a group. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard. Every last one of them went on out to have spectacular careers of their own, and so but these were the people that we grew up singing. There's a lady from Richmond. Her name is Rosetta Tharpe. She played the guitar. And now, oh man, that was really, you think they lost their minds, when Tommy Dorsey brought a Hammond organ into the sanctuary. Oh Lord, the devil instrument is now in the sanctuary. And just think about, here's this woman, she comes dressed in, and Sister Tharpe was a very flashy person. It was sequins and rhinestones and cleavage and all, yeah. And then she'd hang a guitar over that, and okay, yeah, look at my cleavage. They made it hard for us by the time we came along. Oh my goodness, these hussy women out here singing the. Oh man, but we were growing up around these people as they were making their way and navigating their way, trying to push out a place for female gospel artists, because aside from maybe Dolores Barrett and her sisters, the Barrett sisters out of Chicago, there weren't a lot of female singers doing what we do now, and even now there's not a lot, not on a national level that that do what we do. Yeah,
well, we are glad to have you, and we're glad that you are continuing.
We're glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we are glad that you're continuing your mother's tradition. I wonder if we can hear another one.
All right. Take me to time is winding up, baby boy. Good news about this. In September of 2022. Is that when we went to Ireland? Yeah, we got a chance to go to Ireland. And while we were there, we met some of the artists there. And the last night that we were there, one of the artists that performed before we sang, he did a cover of a Tom Waits song. I'm always amazed that regardless of how timeless these songs are, they are still relevant. And when we got back home, I said, you know what, we do this song my mom wrote that says time is winding up, but I want to put Mr. Waits' song in front of that, and let's see how that works out. And so we sat down in rehearsal, and they started to play, and I started to sing, well, it's time, and it's time. I just look at the state of the world. It's time, and it's time that you love, and it's time, it's time, and it's time. It's time. There's so much hatred. Aren't you tired of that? Oh, it's time. It's time. Oh, it's time. And it's time. It's time that we learn to love. Oh, it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Oh. Yeah. Thank you, Tony. Oh, time. Oh, time is winding up. Oh, time. Tell you that the time is winding up. Yeah. I tell you that time. Oh, the time is winding up. Can't you see the time is winding up? Members, can't you see? See that the time is winding up. Oh, members, can't you see? See that the time is winding up. Oh, members, can't you see? See that the time is winding up. Can't you see time is winding up? There is so much trouble in the land. There's trouble everywhere you look. Everybody in here needs to take a little time out, sit down and read the holy book. You'll find nations gonna rise against nations, and the Father's gonna rise against the Son. That is the reason I pray each and every day, Lord, please let your will be done, because the time, oh, time is winding up. Yeah, the time. I tell you that the time is winding up. I tell you that the time. Yeah, the time is winding up. Can't you see the time is winding up? There is a time to be born out. There's a time to die. There's a time to laugh, and there's a time to cry. There's a time to watch. There's a time to pray. There's a time to move, and there's a time to better stay. It's winding up. Time is winding up. Get your house in order. Get your business straight. Jesus is coming. Don't let it be said too late. There's a time to be silent. There's a time to speak. There's a time to lose. And there's a time to seek. I see the sign in the air. Sign of the judgment. They're everywhere. One of these old mornings, it won't be very long. You might look for me. You might call my phone. One of these old mornings, bright and clear. I'll hook on my heavenly wings. Hook on my heavenly wings. I'll hook on my heavenly wings. And I'll try the air. It's winding up. Time is winding up. Oh, time. Time is winding up. Oh, time. Oh, time is winding up. Oh, time. I tell you, time is winding up. I tell you that the time. Hey, the time is winding up. Can't you see the time is winding up? Yeah, it's winding up. Oh, members, it's winding up. You better get your house in order. You better get your business straight. All the time, it won't be long. It won't be long. Time won't be long. It won't be long. It won't be long. All the time is winding up. Oh, time, the time. Oh, the time is winding up. Hey, time. Tell you that the time is winding up. I tell you that the time. Hey, the time is winding up. Can't you see the time is winding up? Yeah, it's winding up. It's winding up. Oh, time is winding up. I see the sign up in the air. Sign of the judgment. It's everywhere. Oh, members, get your business right. Jesus is coming. He just might come tonight. Oh, time. Oh, time. Oh, time is winding up. Oh, time. Oh, the time is winding up. Hey, time. I tell you that the time is winding up. I tell you that time is winding up. Can't you see the time? Time is winding up. Yeah, it's winding up. Oh, members, it's winding up. Time ain't long. Time ain't long. It's winding up. Oh, members, time is winding up. Get your house ready. He's on his way back. All the time, I see the signs. All the time, I see the signs. It's winding up. It's winding up. It's winding up. It's winding up. Oh, the time. Oh, the time is winding up. Oh, time. Oh, the time is winding up. Tell you that time. That time is winding up. Can't you see the time is winding up?
Oh, it's winding up. Come on, y'all say it's winding up. It's winding up.
Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All the time.
Winding up.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
winding up.
All the time.
Winding up, thirsty.
Yes, it is.
Winding up.
All the
Oh,
time.
winding up. Yes, sir.
Winding up.
It's winding up.
All the time.
Winding up.
It's winding up.
It's winding up. Come on.
Oh, members,
It's winding up.
don't be a snake.
Winding up.
Don't Don't be afraid.
Winding up.
The time is
Winding up.
oh time
Winding up.
winding up, winding up, winding up, winding up, winding up,
Winding up.
winding up, winding up,
I can't
Winding
understand
up.
them.
winding up, winding up, winding up, winding up. Oh time, oh the time is winding up. Oh time, that the time is winding up. Oh the time, hey the time is winding up. Can't you see the time is winding up? Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, all right. The Legendary Ingramettes, people.
God bless you, man.
Now, as
Thank
they
you,
say,
man.
time is winding up. Understand?
It's almost 8:30.
Time is winding up, but I just have one more question and maybe a short song after that. You mentioned the ward singers. Like them, they often found themselves in many, many different contexts, not just in church, not just in Christian settings, but you see them all over the place. Same for you, at least these days. I wonder if you could tell me how you feel about the ministry of the Ingramettes. What is the mission of the Ingramettes?
I'm so glad you.
And maybe you could
asked
sing
me that.
one more song after
Okay.
to let us know what that's all about.
So glad you asked me that because here's the mission that we stay on point. This group was created to carry a message of good news to those people who can't always get to where the good news is. We have a marvelous prison ministry. My mom started that. And I now have picked up that mantle. I am one of the chaplains at the Virginia Correctional Center for Women in Goochland, Virginia. And we will still go. We did Global Fest at the Lincoln Center in New York, and that Sunday we went home and we were at the nursing home. We still do programs at the nursing home for autistic. We went there for some autistic children. We went to one of the the centers there for them. So I'll still come and sing at somebody's grandmama turned 85 years old, and we'll come over there and sing a song for grandma who's 85 for her. That's the mission that the news, the good news, the message would not change. Even though it doesn't matter if we're at the folk festival, and we came under a lot of fire for that when we first started, because now we got people that are coming to the tent where we're singing, and they got a 8-pack of Coors Light with them, and so they sit down on the grass and put the Coors Light right there, and they just sing it, and they like, you see how Cheryl had y'all up dancing just now? They will bring they're not gonna drop that liquid refreshment. They will sit it right on. At the folk festival, liquid refreshment costs a lot of money, so they're not gonna tip that over, but they'll set that on the edge of the stage. Then they'll get on out there and dance with Cheryl. Then they'll go back and get that liquid refreshment. And it does not. We have found ourselves in those. And what's so wonderful about that? The Apostle Paul said that. He said, listen. When I'm with the Greeks, I'll do it the way the Greeks can understand it. When I'm with the Jews, I'll do it the way they can understand it. That's how the good news is carried. And what's worked so well for us is our openness and our transparency and our willingness to just connect to you. And if that means she's going to go out there, she sees somebody, she feels like dancing, she don't want to be out on the dance floor by herself, she going out there and get somebody. I know, I know y'all. I saw some of y'all looking down at your plate. Oh, Lord, don't let her stop here. No, God, don't let her stop here. No, yeah, I saw y'all. I was trying to help y'all, but you know. Oh, my God, she's coming. She's coming this way.
Oh, they had a good time.
I saw y'all.
But I wonder if we could get a very short benediction.
Absolutely.
To
so we want to. No, I want to do. Let's do. Hold to God's unchanging hand. How about standing on the promises of God? That's one of the hymns. Those were some of the first songs that my mom taught us, even as children. We learned the hymns of the church. We learned Charles Tindley's songs, and we learned Precious Lord and Tommy Dorsey's songs, and we learned Fanny Crosby's song, Blessed Assurance. We didn't know who these people were. Doris Akers, the song, There's a Sweet, Sweet Spirit in This Place. We learned the hymns of the church, and those were the songs that she instilled in us. Those were the songs, and so out of that, her teaching us that, these songs have begun to flow. The other ones that you hear. I am standing on the promises of God. Yeah, I'm standing on the promises of Christ, my King, yeah. Through eternal ages, I'm gonna let His praises ring, and I will sing glory, in the highest. I will shout, everything in me sings. I am standing on the promises of God. Church, I am standing. Yes, I am standing. I'm standing on the promises of Christ, my Savior. I'm standing. Oh, yes, I am. I'm standing. I am standing. 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 I am standing. Standing. Oh, standing. Standing. I am standing. Don't you give up. No, don't you give out. Know that God is gonna make a way. Trust and never doubt. Don't you give up. No, don't you give out. God is gonna make a way. Trust and never die. Stand through the storm. Stand. You gotta stand in the rain. Stand. You gotta stand when your heart is breaking. Stand. You gotta stand when your body's in pain. Hey, you gotta keep on standing. Stand in all that you do. Know that God is able. And greater is He that is in you. You gotta keep on standing. Stand and don't be afraid. Know that God is able to do everything that He said. Keep on standing. And don't you doubt. Know that we serve a God that's able. And He will bring you out. I'm gonna keep on standing. I'll stand if I'm alone. I'll stand out in the street. I'll stand for God in my home. I'm gonna keep on standing. Oh, yes, I will. I'll stand, yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will. Hey, I'll stand. I've been standing on God's promise. And if the Lord lets me live, if the Lord just let me live one more day, if the Lord just let me live one more hour, if the Lord just let me live, if the Lord just let me live, Lord, if you just let me live, I'll keep standing. I'll keep telling the world, yes, I will. I'm standing on the promises of God.
Thank you.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank you for loving
God
us.
bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. You've been so kind. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you. Keep us in your prayers. Oh, thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Brooks, thank you for having us, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was our pleasure.
All right.
Standing, standing, yeah. I'm standing, yes I am, yes I am. I'll keep standing, I'll keep standing. I won't let go. No, 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 no. I'm standing on the promises of God.
Folks, the legendary Ingramettes. Give it up for them. Give it up for them. Thank you, MPT. Thank you, WTMD. Thank you, Center for Cultural Vibrancy. Thank you all for coming out. And thank you to the legendary Ingramettes. Have a wonderful evening.